Hello everybody, Ellie here, the Purple Pianist, and I wanted to do a video on different ways to store stamps. Someone had requested this video a while ago and I sent them a brief email since I didn't have time to film it at that time, but now I have a little time since I'm done taking my exam and I'm a CBT now. So anyways, let's get started. My favorite way for just basic stamp collecting, postcards, small blocks of stamps, individual little stamps is, if you don't have a lot of money, a photo album works really great. The little slip covers are often acid free, and the stuff can slide in and out so you can reorganize as much as you want basically. And often they have a little spot for writing too, which is really handy if you want to remember a specific fact about the stamp or something like that. My ultimate favorite, if you want to spend a little more money, is one of these books. It looks like this. And inside there are all these little tiny kind of cellophane-y like strips that you can stick stamps in of any size. And what I really like about these is you can reorganize, move stamps around, take them out if you want to, and it stays nice and flat. They can't get wrinkled or bent really, and there's like protective sheets of like cellophane stuff over like all of them too, which is really helpful if there's any potential they could get wet. That's the only downfall to this. But for the most part, if you store your stamps in a dry area, it shouldn't be a huge problem. These run roughly starting about $10–15, so it's not too terrible since most of them have at least 16 or so pages, and that's quite a bit of stamp storage without breaking the bank too badly. Next is just plain old binder and page protectors. You can stick, like I use these for like first day covers a lot since they're often also acid free, and the binder protects them from light to help keep everything nice. So that is one of my favorite ways. Plus you can stick stuff in like the pockets up front if you have little quick facts or something you want to do in there. There's also a lot of different kinds of page protectors you can get instead of just the regular ones. You can get ones with all sorts of little squares in it that you can just stick your stamps in individually. And there's also ones for like photos too, so you can stick postcards in those, and it's really nice. There's also like big scrapbook binder kind of style things. This one's specifically for stamp collecting, stamp album one, but a lot of scrapbooking stores have like 12 by 12 binders like this. Very similar. They have like the page protectors like you would get for the binders, but in that size, so you can fit kind of a lot more in those at times. I don't really like these long, tall, skinny, upright, I don't know what you call them, page protector kind of things, stamp sleeves I guess, because it's just really hard to put something in there and then have it go all the way to the bottom, and if you want something on the bottom then you can't really get it out, because this one doesn't have little squares, it's like all one big strip. On the next couple pages later there's like a bunch of little tiny squares, so you can fit a lot more stamps in than even the like 9-page little card thing I showed you before, which is really great. These get kind of expensive. I really don't know how much they cost off the top of my head, but I know my parents got it for my birthday when I was much younger, and I think it was fairly pricey because that was my big birthday present for the year. And these also, again, 4-pocket things. You can use them for stamps or like the old letter envelope things that I have going on here. I haven't really reorganized this in a long time, or any of my stamp collecting, to be honest with you, lately, due to studying and whatnot, and work's been kind of crazy too. But anyways, and then there's also like full page ones that I stick a couple of cards in as well. And for starting off, a little booklet kind of like this for scrapbooking. They're often acid free and whatnot. And if you choose to do hinges, I would use one of these just because it's small and it's easy to afford, and you can stick them in there. Hinges, which I told you to use in the last beginning stamp collecting video, was mainly due to my mistake of sticking everything down with glue and totally ruining a bunch of my stamps when I first started collecting. So hinging is the least desirable of all methods, but if you have to, it's way better than a glue stick on a piece of paper. But anyways, if you're really, really tight on cash, plain white envelopes for mailing letters and business and stuff work really well for separating like different categories of stamps if you don't want to buy a lot of album space and whatnot. And it keeps them nice and flat too, as long as you aren't smudging up a whole bunch of stuff in one envelope. But like this one I have for like some of my horse stamps, which I need to re-go through because I know I have more than that. But and also you can get these little tiny cellophane kind of envelopes from different places online. I think I saw them on Amazon for like a few bucks, or maybe like $5, I don't know, but they're fairly inexpensive, and you can put a lot of stamps in here without crunching anything up too badly, and just kind of acts as a weather protective barrier unlike a regular envelope. One thing I don't have out here to show you, but it's kind of like a plastic expandable little file folder bag kind of thing. It's got like a fabric flap that like snaps and holds everything together, but when you take that off, it's like all these plastic things that fold apart like that, and you can stick stuff in there. I've done that for a lot of my big plate blocks, or some of my first day cover kind of things. I have like a couple entries that I did into like stamp drawing contests when I was younger in there to help keep them nice and keep everything flat. Because again, that's a good way to kind of keep everything from getting all crunched up in, like, say, a box or something, which is perfectly fine to use too, as long as you store them in like envelopes and keep everything upright nice and don't put heavy stuff on top of it. I learned that the hard way too, because I bent up some stuff and it was very sad. But anyways, that's kind of the basic rundown of what I like to use for storing my stamps. And if you have any other questions or anything else you'd like, you can comment in the comments below. I love to hear from you. And hopefully now that I'm done with test taking and all that, I'll have a little more time to do more videos. So hopefully I'll see you guys again soon, and take care and have a good night. Bye-bye.